Olha só, não foi um erro eu ter. Não foi um erro eu ter feito esse teleporte. Eu ia falar teleporte automático, mas é teleporte portátil, né? Não foi um erro eu ter feito ele.
Ah, it's you! I watched your match. What a
É, a
stunning
gente não lutou
performance.
contra esse cara.
I myself was eliminated in the third round. Shame. If only I could have advanced one more round.
Maybe next time, huh? By the way, do you happen to know who else advanced to the final round?
Why, yes. He's the same one who defeated me. He is a formidable opponent, quick on his feet and swift to take advantage of his opponent's missteps. I faltered for but a brief moment, but before I knew it, he had me on the floor. Given my stature, I have no fear of squaring off with physically strong opponents. But faced with a nimble, agile opponent such as him, I found myself completely out of my league. Still, I'm sure he'll be no match for you.
Ah tá, isso deve ser a animação dele rindo, né? Eu achei que ele tinha levado um tiro até. Eram dois caras, não eram?
Hey there!
Deve fazer exatamente 24 horas desde quando eu joguei. Desde quando eu gravei o último vídeo.
He tried to use force dispersal to deflect a punch, but
Que eu ainda
instead he
joguei
took it
depois
straight to the
daquilo
nose.
pra gravar
There
o
was
vídeo
blood
do
all over the
desafio que
place.
tá tendo agora.
His opponent was pretty freaked out by it. He
Que não vai
kept
fazer
asking him,
sentido
"Why
nenhum
didn't you dodge?"
quando alguém
But he
estiver
was
vendo
pretty
isso
much
aqui numa
outpulled by that
playlist.
point and couldn't reply.
Já que o evento
Why don't you
ele tá
dodge, they
separado da
asked.
história, né?
Because to not dodge is the very essence of Lingshan clan kung fu. It's just that he hadn't quite mastered it yet. Don't even get me started. I spent all my energy helping him get from here to the boat to take him back to the harbor. But by the time I got back, my scheduled match time had already passed and I had to forfeit. I don't dare tell my master about this, otherwise I'd never hear the end of it. Sorry, I shouldn't be complaining in front of you like this. I'm afraid I'm still a bit out of sorts at the moment, so I probably won't be able to help you with whatever you were here to ask me about.
Oh, alright then. Hope your buddy makes a swift recovery. Hang in there.
Thanks, I'll do my best.
We still haven't got any useful information yet. Maybe we can go talk to Beto. Surely she's gotta know something.
Não, não é esse cara, né? Ele tem o mesmo cabelo e os mesmos olhos. Mas ele tava com uma camisa diferente. Eu acho que ele desapareceu. Olha essa outra oportunidade de tirar uma foto com ele. Ah, vamos ver se eles vão piscar o olho junto de novo. Tá mais ou menos perto. Ah, se bem que na capa do vídeo eu consegui editar, né? Pra fazer a capa do último vídeo eu peguei duas fotos em tempos diferentes e juntei os olhos. Pra elas ficarem com os olhos meio fechados. E eu quase esqueci como tirar foto. Não, acho que não vai dar muito certo porque ele tá numa altura diferente. Vamos torcer pra eu encontrar ele parado em outro lugar. Que eu quero estar na mesma altura dele. Na mesma elevação, quer dizer.
You gave an outstanding performance. Truly commendable. I could sense that you're not familiar with bouts of this kind, and it could have cost you the match. But you were quick to adapt, and managed to claim victory over your opponent. That is a most invaluable skill. In fact, I discerned this not from what I saw, but what I heard. The ground beneath your feet, and the pattern of your breathing. But it is nothing remarkable, for I discerned nothing more than Captain Beto did.
He's right. But in my case, I was purely relying on previous experience. I guess not using your elemental powers must be quite new for you, huh?
We wanted to ask about who our opponent will be in the final round. Do you think they'll be stronger than the one we faced in the semifinals?
Not exactly. Contenders that reach the finals aren't necessarily stronger. They tend to have something unique about their style. As for the guy you'll be facing, his skill lies in his speed, and he has superior form. It's also obvious that he's seen his fair share of battles. What's the matter? Worried that you've bitten off more than you can chew this time?
If that is the case, then I have a proposal for you. Let's go somewhere a little quieter, shall we? I haven't properly introduced myself yet. In the land of Inazuma, I was a wandering samurai.
Yeah, we could tell that from your getup. But at the same time, when you talk, you don't
Como assim,
really
foi
sound
bom?
like
Ele nem
someone
parece um
who's
cara
used to waving
estrangeiro.
a sword around.
It is true that I
Nem
am versed
parece.
both in literary and martial traditions.
Eu achei que ele era
But
de
on the straggling
Snatchnaya.
path of a wandering
Eu acho que não é assim que
samurai,
fala o nome.
is there harm in acquiring a surplus skill?
Que inclusive,
I
né,
do
os
not
caras
mean to
de
flaunt my
Snatchnaya,
martial
eles usam
prowess,
casacão.
but I myself have witnessed reputable fighters hailing from
Será que o
across the
porto de
lands.
Liu, ele é frio?
I do possess some knowledge
Ou o cara usa
regarding
essa
your
roupa só
opponent's particular skill set.
pra gente saber que ele é
Given
de
your
lá mesmo?
talents, a few hints from me will be all that's necessary to bring your opponent down.
Hang on. Don't you think you're bending the rules a bit there?
Gathering intelligence is an essential part of any duel. You must know your enemy. Besides, our favorite here has fought many battles on their journey from Mondstadt. Such impressive feats require more than just bravery alone.
You betcha! Wait a second. We never told you that we've been to Mondstadt.
Does one not leave a trail when traveling through the wild? In return, nature also leaves its traces upon you. However, there is only so much that can be discerned from these traces. I sense that many things about you elude me still. These are the things I am curious to know about.
Mas eu acho que eu falei que eu sou um cavaleiro de Favonius honorário, né? Ah, mas eu acho que a história não leva isso em conta.
Come with me. Some post-match entertainment is in order.
Calma aí, é muito longe isso? Não. Mas o teleporte mais perto. Eu acho que falta uma borboleta daqui. Que aconteceu um negócio inacreditável, acabou as minhas borboletas. Calma aí, ele tá descendo ou tá subindo? Ah, deu pra pegar. Ah, o outro voou agora. Mas o negócio dessas borboletas é que se você teleportar, for pra um lugar longe e teleportar de volta, elas voltam no mesmo lugar. Deve ter uma aqui. Ah, já era. É, perdi. Caramba, eu achei que eu tava indo pro lado errado e eu tava indo pro lado certo. Será que... Ah, beleza, eu posso tirar uma foto daqui. Mas de novo ele tá mais alto que eu. E agora eu tô molhado.
Now that we're alone, let me cut to the heart of the matter. You are skilled in manipulating the elements. And not just a single element, but multiple. Is that correct?
Paimon knew that you were hinting at
Eu acho que eu escolhi
something
cedo
from the moment
demais.
we met. You've known all along.
That's right. If the other contenders
É que ele
were to
fala
catch
meio
wind of your
devagar,
elemental
então eu tenho que esperar ele
abilities,
terminar de
let's
falar
just
totalmente.
say, it would cause some unwanted misunderstandings. If I'm not mistaken, you share these considerations, given your reluctance to use elemental skills even in the heat of a match.
Eu tava vendo a reação das pessoas que jogaram até a parte que eu tinha jogado no vídeo anterior. E algumas pessoas deixam... Talvez eu faça isso também, né? Isso depende do fone que você tá na hora. Como eu tava ouvindo direto no celular sem o fone, dependendo de como o pessoal deixou o balanço do jogo, eu não consegui ouvir a voz desse personagem. Eu consegui ouvir a Beidou falando, eu consegui ouvir o streamer falando, mas a voz dele não ficava alto o bastante.
When I talk about that which I see or hear in you, this is not poetic symbolism at play. I mean these things in the truest sense possible. Since a young age, I have been attuned to the tidings of nature. I hear the breath of the wind and the whispers of the leaves. It is things of this nature that I also hear from within you. Nothing more.
As crazy as all that sounds, Somehow Paimon still believes you.
My humble abilities are negligible compared to your incredible feats. To think a human could wield the elements without a vision. And not to mention your incredibly complex scent, like that of some mysterious being.
Hey, stop evaluating us based on our smell. It's weird.
Esse é o pet do cheiro, né? Que na parte do evento das ilhas tinha o Razor cheirando a gente, agora é esse cara cheirando a gente.
Could you perchance enlighten me as to how you managed to obtain your combined elemental abilities? Extraordinary. So then, might I be so bold as to inquire how exactly it is that you learn to channel elemental energy and even wield it in combat?
Olha só, a viajante também absorve o mal das coisas. Que a lágrima do Dvalin, ela foi purificada quando você encostou nela. Então talvez os poderes elementais sejam maldade. Ou maldade é só um poder elemental.
It's nothing really. Paimon just told her whatever came to mind. It's been a long journey, and many things have happened along the way. Somehow, she just naturally learned to use the elements through it all. Honestly, even Paimon doesn't understand how it all works.
Perhaps such unfathomable things are the essence of the gods and the visions they grant. However, I still wish to have the honor of seeing how you wield the elements. Perhaps it may yet reveal something to me. Of course, I too shall share with you all that I've learned. That will make it a fair exchange. Now then, let's test your skills, shall we?
Tá, isso é estranho porque tem uma coisa que eu fico pensando, né? Como você tem vários personagens e quando você troca eles, você... é como se o personagem entrou no seu lugar. Então será que isso é toda uma maluquice? Na verdade, quando eu troco da viajante pro Razor, na verdade eu sou a viajante lutando igual o Razor. E aí é como se fosse meu personagem usando eletricidade. Porque eu só vou usar um elemento agora. Como assim? Não pegou no grande? Calma aí. Um pouquinho mais alto. Não foi alto bastante. Vem pra cá. Ah, agora que eu fiz. Tá bom então, tá bom. Ele não quer facilitar pra mim. Pera aí. Ah, tá certo. Eu tô com os artefatos da viajante. Que não são tão bons. Mas é a viajante de dano físico. Tá, chega aqui. Ah, sério? Que vergonha. Ah, é verdade, eu tô só com personagem. Eu morro direto. Faz tanto tempo que isso não acontece. Será que eles estão lá ainda? Vamos lá, round 2. Talvez seja melhor eu comer uma dos meus 95 hambúrgueres, né? Não vai ser muito necessário. Vamos economizar os hambúrguer. Que eu acho que não é esse o nome, né? Qual que é o nome? Ah, é hambúrguer sim. Hambúrguer de frango dourado. Eu vou conseguir agora. Ah, então é isso. Eu tô sendo molhado, eu tomo choque. E aí eu tomo sobrecarregado. Round 4. Eu acho que eu dei a volta mais desnecessária, né? Tá, talvez seja melhor eu não ficar no meio deles. Não morri ainda. Tem alguma coisa me curando? O que tá me curando? Eu não sei o que me curou. Que a espada devia me curar de uma vez só. Ela devia me curar de pouco em pouco. Será que eu comi alguma coisa e não percebi? Nunca saberemos.
Your skills in battle are truly beyond reproach. Even with your opponent's speed, he shouldn't be able to overwhelm you.
É, com certeza não conta que eu morri 4 vezes, né?
Your opponent is skilled at controlling his breathing and maintaining balance, which enables him to execute moves that many would find impossible. He relies entirely on the element of surprise to defeat his opponents. In other words, as long as you remain mindful of his ability to detect weak points, then his attacks should pose no threat to you. Please, save your thanks. If anything, I should be thanking you for the opportunity to witness your command of the elements that defies all known principles. The world is a truly mysterious place, it seems, and one will always encounter that which is still unknown.
You seem kind of obsessed with visions, but don't you already have your own? Why are you so intent on exploring the connection between visions and the elements?
I desire to know what meaning visions have to the gods, and what influences the gods' decision to grant humans these visions. My apologies. You must be completely in the dark regarding such matters. For allowing me the honor of witnessing your mystical ways, I am willing to answer any questions you may have regarding Inazuma.
Agora que eu percebi que a flor da viajante é radioativa, eu não tinha percebido que ela ficava piscando. Deve piscar na cor do elemento que você tá também.
So that's what you're curious about? Then allow me to tell you more.
Ah, eu não tinha apertado X.
As you well know, a vision hunt decree is currently underway in Inazuma. Visions are a gift bestowed by the divine. People that have accepted this gift are now having their visions confiscated inexplicably. Sometimes in circumstances that leave their original recipients dead. In the outset, supposing each of the 7 archons had their criteria for granting visions to living beings, then does the current Electro-Archon now doubt these criteria, or even the act in and of itself? Not to mention, with no new Electro-Visions having been granted for such a long time, it would seem that we can infer something of the Raiden Shogun's feelings on the matter.
Ah, então isso confirma que são os Arcondes que estão... É Arconde ou Arconte? Acho que é Arconde, né? Arconde. Essas pessoas, né? As importantes. Porque eu achava que eles eram importantes, mas eles não eram as pessoas que estavam à visão. Eu achei que quem dava a visão era o pessoal que ficava na Ilha Voadora. Mas parece que não, é o pessoal que tá na Terra mesmo. Então seja lá quem for o Arconte de Craio, fica dando visão o tempo todo. Que toda hora tem um personagem de Craio novo.
She sounds less like an Archon and more like a tyrant.
As far as I know, she is an Archon that pursues eternity. She will relentlessly carry out her will with no regard to what others may think or feel.
Eu acho que foi uns 4 personagens de Craio seguidos, né? Foi a Rosária, a Diona, a Ganyu e a Eula. Elas vieram muito perto uma da outra.
Liyue's contracts are meant to benefit all who reside within Liyue. But what does Inazuma's pursuit of eternity bring to its people? It goes without saying that the people locked within Inazuma do not fare well these days.
Sounds a lot like something the god you encountered in the beginning would do.
Oh? Have you encountered the Electro Archon before? With time, we will change. But the Shogun will remain the same. If you wish to find her, she will forever be there. There will come a day when I too shall wish to understand the answers to eternity from her.
Olha só que eu me lembre, os únicos arcontes que eram da época do Zhongli e do Venti, eu acho que só tem eles dois, né? O resto foram substituídos já. Mas eu não sei quanto tempo tem a arconte de Eletro.
Ah, the time for your match is approaching.
Oh, right! We got so distracted talking about Inazuma that Paimon forgot all about the tournament!
If you have no other matters to attend to, then we can return together. Very well. Just be sure to not be late for the match.
Tá, eu quero testar uma coisa. Não, não é aqui não. Eu queria ver se o multijogador não ia ser bloqueado. Porque eu nunca lembro qual é o critério pra bloquear o multijogador. Volta. Tá, o negócio que eu vi aqui devia ser ele se enterrando. Acho que se eu falar agora, ele vai travar. Ah, é verdade. Eu acho que eu nunca usei um teleporte portátil mais de 2 vezes. Não, mentira, eu usei sim na época que eu tava farmando coisa de vento. Deixa eu ver se eu cheguei a colocar... É, eu liberei a ascensão máxima da sucrose. Como é que tá os talentos dela? Isso aí era da época que eu queria jogar o abismo.
Why isn't he here yet? Never mind. We can start by making your entrance first. Everyone, listen up! Your attention, please! We've reached the climax of the Crux Clash! This is the final match! We've seen many exciting battles today, and now, at long last, the 2 finalists have emerged. Now, I'd like to introduce our first combatant. Though few have seen her, her reputation knows no bounds. She strikes fear into the heart of Osile, and the mere mention of her name causes even Fatui Harbingers to turn pale in the face. Introducing Liyue's Traveling Hero!
Ah, queria ver se a câmera ia continuar girando. Que naquela hora que eu tinha esquecido de apertar o X com o Kazuha, ele foi escorregando pro lado eternamente até eu apertar o botão. E aqui ela parou no meio.
Wow! I've been waiting for this moment!
I'm sure everyone witnessed her thrilling match in the semifinals. But today's final round will surely take things up a notch. As for our other combatant, he still hasn't arrived. Oh, come on, what could
Na
be
última
taking
batalha
them
que
so
eu
long?
usei a
You can't just
dispersão de
forfeit for not
energia, né?
showing up like
Pra
in
matar o cara
previous rounds.
sem me
This
mover.
is the finals.
Olha só, isso eu não tinha percebido. Esse negócio branco que tem na Beidou é pra ser como se fossem nuvens ao vento, né? Já que ela é um pirata de barco à vela.
Apologies! Everyone just sit tight. We've got no other choice. If he doesn't show up, we'll just have to postpone the match.
Wait a moment. Something doesn't seem right about this. Captain Beidou, perhaps we should check on the prize. Traveler, come with us.
Ela tem o penteado da mulher que faz os perfumes, né?
Let me see. It's gone all right. The vision is missing.
Huh? Did somebody steal it? Who would dare do such a thing in broad daylight?
We don't know when it was taken exactly. I never thought that someone here would have the guts to cross Captain Beto.
No need to worry. Even the craftiest sleight of hand does not escape nature's watchful gaze. The culprit has only acted recently. They will not have gotten far. The vision was the prize that I had offered, and it was my responsibility to look after it. I will be certain to get it back.
Well, if you insist. I'll leave the matter to you then. I'll stay here and try to offer some explanation to all the spectators that came to see the match.
É engraçado que só meu personagem tá ficando com status de molhado e todo mundo está perfeito na chuva.
But we're on an island. Where could he have possibly run to?
Come with me. I can sense the winds are coming.
Ah, ele sumiu já. Não, calma aí. Eu tá vendo... Eu esqueci o nome disso. Pelo de lã. Ele tá no formato de nuvem ou de vento. Eita, pega.
A wind current?
The winds have come at an opportune moment. Let's seize this chance. Ride the winds upward. From there we can continue our search for clues.
Eu juro que isso apareceu agora. Que eu não ia perder um negócio desse. Eu venho aqui toda hora. Toda hora é um exagero, né? Aí eu vou reiniciar. Tá, eu fiquei enrolando.
A wind current?
Ah, isso me lembra daquele evento que eu cheguei a ver gente reclamando que esse tipo de coisa ele não te coloca certinho de frente. Porque normalmente esse é o desafio, né? Você tem que saber largar o negócio na hora certa. Pra você ficar encaixado sempre. Essa que é a graça. Não é pra isso ser um cano que vai te levar direto no lugar.
What made you suddenly think of checking the price in the first place?
I heard it the moment it was stolen.
Well, then why didn't you stop him?
Ah, achei que ele ia morrer.
You'll see shortly.
Eu acho que eu perdi o que o Kazuha falou. Devia ser importante que a Paimon falou um negócio alto. Será que eu vou me congelar também? Não, achei que ia congelar ele.
The winds are guiding us forward. The culprit is on the opposite shore now.
You can hear that too? What does it sound like?
Hubris. This way. Follow me. There may be an ambush waiting for us up ahead, but I trust that you are well prepared for such a scenario.
Água e gelo. Ah, mas já tá chovendo, né? Mas a chuva já vai quebrar o escudo dele? Não, não segurou ele não. Não, é o contrário, eu tô pensando. Tô achando que a água vai quebrar o gelo. Não. Eu tenho que parar de ficar enrolando nessas missões de história. Agora eu morro pra esse cara de gelo. Pior que eu não tenho um jeito mais rápido de derrotar ele, né? E eu só vou me curar se eu tomar dano. Não, tem 5.000 de vida, eu acho que eu aguento o dano dele. O problema é que eu não vou me curar 5.000. curou mais ou menos o dano que ele me deu. Acho que são 10... Não, é 15 segundos, né? Eu não posso tomar dano por 15 segundos. Mas eu acho que eu posso tomar dano pra coisa simples, tipo uma fogueira. Isso já vai ativar a passiva da espada.
Hoarders, they're here! Get them!
Treasure hoarders, just as I expected. In which case, please stand back.
Será que ele ia aparecer pra me controlar depois disso? Depois que ele terminou de falar? Tá, vamos lá, aparece uma flor aí. Ah, esse bichinho aqui vai me dar dano. Vai, me ataca. $2.000 e pouco, mas eu não vi quanto que ele deu. Não foi bastante, né? Eu tava no vermelho, agora eu tô no verde. Quem diria era um ladrão de tesoura.
You caught up with me? How is that possible? I had even prepared a boat to ensure a quick getaway, and still you caught up to me.
No boat could ever match the speed of the wind.
The wind? What are you talking about? Oh, I get it. Your
Na
vision-
verdade, nenhum barco à vela consegue ser mais rápido que o vento. Eu acho que essa que é a lógica.
Drat! If I only had a vision. Or if I could activate this one, then you'd never be able to catch me.
This has nothing to do with visions. You may be skilled at vanishing from a crowd, but it seems you know precious little about how to conceal yourself from nature's gaze.
Ó, isso é uma coisa que eu não sei se eles fizeram desse jeito, porque o NPC não pode pegar nas coisas, né? Porque eles iam ter que modelar a mão do personagem segurando alguma coisa, e aí eles deixaram flutuando. Ou sei que a visão até desativada, ela flutua. Ela tem algum poder mágico.
Additionally, your chosen escape route was flawed for reasons that are too numerous to go into. And on top of that, I could hear your boasting and proud laughter in the wind as I was pursuing you. In other words, you failed to meet any of the basic criteria for a grand heist. Namely speed, stealth, and style.
You...
But most disappointing of all is the state of the vision in your hand. It appears that the vision doesn't respond to human desire indiscriminately.
Fine. I admit it. I've had my eyes on this vision for quite some time now. I decided to register after hearing that this fighting contest was full of a bunch of lousy fighters. I fought my way to the finals and...
Aha! So you were supposed to be our opponent.
I'd intended to win the contest through skill alone all along. But then you showed up. After watching the semifinals, I knew that I didn't stand a chance. But I wasn't about to give up on the vision so easily after coming all this way. Since there was no use in trying to face you in the match, I decided to put my skills to good use while everyone's attention was on you and Beto. I was convinced I prepared thoroughly for my escape, but somehow you still managed to catch up to me. After all I went through to get it? I think not.
Droga, eu tropecei no microfone, eu espero que não tenha saído. Aliás, pode ter saído, eu vou cortar na edição, né? Mas eu espero que não tenha quebrado o microfone.
Really? Fine. But you'd better mean it. It didn't activate once I took it anyway. It's nothing but a useless shell to me.
You know, according to the laws of the sea, the penalty for stealing is breaking the culprit's arms.
Huh? You're not serious, are you?
Not to mention that the item you stole was a prize. You didn't show up for the final match, and you damaged the reputation of the captain of the Crux fleet. It seems that it would be only fair to brand the word thief on your forehead with a hot iron.
Olha só, Kazuha bolsonarista.
Whoa, we don't need to go that far, do we?
I never would have
Se bem
guessed
que
it could be so
fascismo não é
cruel.
algo... Como é que fala? exclusivo do governo Bolsonaro. Ou pelo menos a imagem que ele tenta passar, né?
If this is where talking gets me, then forget it. I'll risk a fight.
What are you trying to do?
Pô, ele fez a pose e aí vai pegar uma arma de distância. Assim, não é como se eu não tivesse usando uma espada na maioria das lutas e o pessoal tava só dos punhos. Eu quero enrolar mais um pouco pra eu ver o dano que ele me deu. Não valeu tanta pena.
Here's something special.
Eu achei que ele tava na água. Mas se ele tivesse, eu também estaria e eu seria congelado. Eu devia ter matado ele só com um ataque normal, né?
Have my revenge eventually.
Se bem que ele usou o poder elemental também.
No, no.
Ou fez alguma
Do what you
coisa
want,
pra
but
flecha dele
please,
pegar fogo.
Don't brand my forehead, please.
He has persevered to the bitter end, and now death looms near. Yet still the gods do not bestow their favor upon him. Put down the vision and leave. I've changed my mind. No further punishment for you.
Huh?
What's wrong? Are you asking for more punishment?
Não, ele devia estar tentando forçar a visão a
Such
ativar.
willingness is commendable.
Que, pelo que eu me lembro na história do Razor, o Razor tava em perigo, aí ele ganhou a visão dele.
Thank you for
Acho que a maioria dos personagens é isso. Eu acho que a Ganyu ganhou porque ela trabalha demais. Mas eu não tenho o personagem dela, então eu não sei. Assim, esse negócio você descobre lendo a amizade do personagem. E antes do personagem sair, isso já tem na internet. Eu devia ter lido. De novo os reflexos da lente me matando.
Nothing happened. Yes. I wanted to know whether it were possible for an extinguished vision to be reawakened. From the moment he stole the vision, I decided to use him for this experiment. I've tried many other methods in the past, though few tales tell of a masterless vision reawakening. After seeing you command multiple elements, I figured that nothing is impossible. Come, why don't you give it a try? Let's see if you can give me the answer I'm hoping for.
The vision didn't seem to respond at all.
I see. So you are also unable to rekindle the vision. No matter. This was expected. I suppose this vision is still mine to take for now.
Tá, mas agora eu tô na dúvida. Quando a pessoa ganha visão, ela chega inteira, tipo, até com a moldura? Ou ela é só uma pedra branca? Eu acho que não deve ter isso em lugar nenhum, senão eu teria lido. Que teve um tempo que eu procurei informações sobre visão. Porque agora ela é só isso, né? Uma pedra branca com uma moldura. E dependendo da região, a moldura é diferente. Tipo a que o Kazuha tem agora. Ela tem essas 3 bolinhas. A de Mondstadt, ela é mais elaborada. E a que é Liui. E a de Liui é um quadrado normalmente. Assim, a pedra é sempre redonda, né? Mas a moldura é diferente.
Yeah, what's the story behind this vision anyway?
Aliás, o que é estranho, porque o Shield, ele é de Snezhnaya, só que a visão que ele tem, ela é quadrada. Eu tenho que ver ele na forma elétrica, porque eu lembro que não é visão, né? Tipo, é desilusão. Então eu tenho que ver se é diferente a moldura do poder elétrico dele, da visão elétrica.
The story begins with an old friend. He was once a good friend of mine. One day he asked me about a sword art of which he had heard, the Musono Hitotachi. I told him it can only be witnessed when divine punishment is administered. It is the pinnacle of the Raiden Shogun's skill. a symbol of ultimate power. But he replied, there must be one who can withstand it. There will always be those who dare to brave the lightning's glow. Then, the Vision Hunt decree arrived. People's aspirations were stripped away as the Raiden Shogun began to construct her ideal of eternity. While I was fleeing from place to place, I heard that my friend had challenged the Vision Hunters to a duel before the throne. A solemn yet brutal challenge. The defeated face divine punishment, while the victors gain a second chance. Perhaps he thought he of all people should make a stand. Coming face to face with the Musono Hitotachi was all that he truly desired, after all. When I arrived at Tenshukaku, the duel was over. I heard his sentence of divine punishment, his severed blade hitting the ground. Perhaps that was the glory he had yearned to witness. In his last moments, what expression was on his face? Before I knew it, I had stepped forward and snatched the dying vision and was running from the scene. All I knew was that I mustn't let his hope, which burned so brightly, become buried among the ice-cold statue of a god. Perhaps one day, I may come to find that all I have done is meaningless. But as a wandering samurai, I find meaning in
A mão
traveling
dele tá
and the
enfaixada, né?
sprawling beauty of nature that lies along the way, while still retaining the warrior way in my heart.
Que eu lembro de ficar vendo, porque a textura ela meio que não carrega inteira.
It's just another way of
E aí se
saying
chega
I'll do
muito
as I
perto,
please.
fica bizarro.
All right then. It's time we returned.
Será que isso era a magia indo embora da visão?
Do not let my feelings trouble you. But thank you.
Tá, me deu dano sim. Eu achei que não ia dar. Caramba, esse teleporte tá sendo muito útil. Ah, todo mundo foi embora já. Ué? Ela não é uma das 3 secretárias da Ningguang? Que a roupa é daquele estilo, mas eu não sei se é ela mesmo.
Huh? Did Beta leave already? Maybe she went back to her ship.
If you're looking for the captain, she was summoned by Lady Ningguang. It seems that the Crux clash got out of hand this time and has attracted her attention. Captain Beto was muttering something about Ningguang being a stick in the mud as she headed off to Liyue Harbor.
It's not unusual for those two to be at odds with one another.
But still, Captain Beto was disappointed she didn't get to witness the crowning of the new champion. She had been looking forward to it for quite some time.
The one who stole the vision was originally to be this hero's opponent in the final round. He knew he stood no chance of winning the match, thus the wicked idea of stealing the prize took hold in his mind. In which case, the Crux clash comes to a clear-cut conclusion.
Huh? So that's what happened? If that's the case, then the rules stipulate that he is disqualified, and our hero here is the champion.
Paimon thought we'd win and all, but not like this.
It doesn't matter. As the saying goes, honor given is honor deserved. Now, let me go prepare the champion's medal to award you.
Yes, I believe so. Though Captain Beto is no longer present here, I'll be sure she receives word of it. She is a woman of her word. But the voyage to Inazuma is a treacherous one. You will be plagued by a perpetual tempest the entire trip. In fact, the relentless rain and wind are also an embodiment of the Raiden Shogun's will to close
Eu
the
acho que ele
nation.
fala isso no trailer, né?
Hold on a second. You're saying she can change
Que eu lembro
the
dele
weather
ter falado
just
essa
with the
frase.
power of her mind?
Let us not forget that this is one of the 7 Archons. If Liyue's Morax could form Guyun's stone forest by casting down his stone spears, then it should come as no great surprise that the Raiden Shogun is capable of summoning an eternal tempest. Suffice it to say that if you wish to journey to Inazuma, the Alcor will need some time. You will be notified once all the preparations have been made. In the meantime, I intend to embark on a journey of my own. I will travel all across the vast lands of Liyue in the hope of finding a way to reawaken the vision.
Paimon believes you'll find a way for sure.
Thank you. May both our journeys prove meaningful. One final word of warning. The part of your journey that lies after the storm may well prove to be the most arduous.
Porque provavelmente vai demorar mais de 19 dias. Ou menos. Caramba, mas tem muita borboleta aqui. Obrigado a todo mundo que assistiu. E até o próximo vídeo.